What's up, YouTube? Hello. So I am feeling quite depressed, genuinely concerned, a bit worried, not too worried, but I'm experiencing an overall feeling of dejection, and it's horrible. It's really horrible, and it's because I've just had a community what's it called, community strike from YouTube, a community guidelines strike from YouTube, and I'm recording this on the day that I discovered it. I can't post for a week because I'm being punished by YouTube. This expires on the 2nd of February, but I can't post for the next week. And I appealed this morning. It's been rejected immediately. By email. I assume it's the algorithm that does this. Whether a real person has sat and watched it and decided, I mean, it seems unlikely, the amount of thousands and thousands of videos that YouTube must be reviewing constantly. It seems unlikely a person will have read this. It's not the first one I've had, but it's I don't know, it's disturbing. And what I've been accused of is hate speech, which is sounds terrible, of course, and it would be if I'd done that, but I haven't at all. So anyway, let's get into this. I'll explain why. I can't explain why I've had a community guideline strike. I can explain what it's for. I can't even explain what it's for, frankly. I can explain what happened, and you can, I guess, make your own mind up. Clearly I won't be able to get an answer from YouTube without going to an enormous amount of trouble. And you know, I don't want to get my channel removed, but at the same time I'm feeling very angry because I've appeal rejected. It was rejected within, I don't know how quickly that email came, but it was definitely within about an hour or two. So it feels like the appeal was rejected immediately. I don't know if anyone read my appeal. I didn't even have a chance to explain why I was appealing or on what grounds. It was just click a button to appeal and then it's rejected. So I didn't get to write anything to explain why I think it should be appealed. It's just refused immediately, and there's no further action I can take. So that's fun, isn't it? You know, them's the rules. You go on YouTube, these are the rules. But it's very depressing because what do I do now? This video was uploaded, I don't know how long ago. It doesn't matter. It's at least, I'm guessing, 2 or 3 years ago. So that essentially means that any video I've uploaded in the last 2 or 3 years, which will be hundreds, is there's a possibility it can happen on one of those videos as well. And I don't know if they're cracking down on this, but I had another one for self-harm on a video I did a long time. Self-harm, a strike for self-harm, and the reason was I posted a picture it was no comment. It's a music video which was unmonetizable anyway, and it was some very nice music. I'm not even going to describe what was in the video too much because I'm scared that I'll get another strike for describing something. But it was a photograph, a very famous photograph, which you can find on YouTube very easily, I'm sure. And not just on YouTube, you can find on the internet. And of a monk doing something to himself in a protest. Most people know what that is. And that was taken down. And the whole point of that video was, it was about how awful human beings are to each other. I included lots of photographs of civil rights stuff, America, and, you know, people in Germany in the 1930s, and just disasters and things from history, sort of a lot of black and white stills, and it was quite moving, I think, really. But that's been taken down because of that photograph. So the Jim Jefferies one was about religion, and apparently I've been struck because I'm in some way inciting, endorsing hate speech, I assume, against people who are religious. I've looked at the video now, watched it through. The strange thing is the timestamp is 7 minutes 53, it said, I think. And at that point I wasn't speaking. Jim Jefferies, in fact, wasn't even speaking directly at that point. Well, obviously he'd just said something because he's doing stand-up. And the whole thing is, and the other stupid thing is that video is still on YouTube. So the original video of Jim Jefferies saying all the things that I was watching him say in my reaction video is still on YouTube. That hasn't been copyright struck. So that would lead you to conclude it must be something I said that has gained me that. Now, I said nothing at 7 minutes 53. So that's incorrect. So I couldn't have been inciting hatred by slightly sniggering at nothing Jim Jefferies was saying at 7:53. So that's clearly incorrect, but I can't argue that, as I've explained. That's why I'm saying it in this video. But anyway, so I get no chance to ask them why the timestamp is 7:53. And also, looking through the video, I haven't said anything against Christians or any religious people at all in the video. The only thing I said, in fact, I said very little about religion. I mainly commented. It was a thing where I reacted to the entire show, and that was one of the parts. And in that part, he is talking about God at a party being drunk and what God would be like, and God's, having a go at his followers. And what I did say was, I said something about the nature of God that I find that funny, because yes, God, you can imagine in this imaginary world of Jim Jefferies' joke that God would be like that. And I said some unpleasant things about God. So I don't know if that's hate speech. Can you be accused of hate speech against God? I don't think so, because we don't know whether he exists or not. So, can you be accused of hate speech against Santa Claus? I doubt it. He doesn't exist, clearly, even though a lot of children believe he does. So it's very depressing. And this is the nature of the modern world we live in. As the lady who did with the recent riots in Britain went on and said that people, hotels should be burnt and whatever, and she was prosecuted and I think she was jailed actually. Fair enough. She went and told people, advised people to do something criminal. That is bad and wrong and probably should be prosecuted. I completely agree with that. Nobody should stand up and say go hurt people like this because they're evil, unless they are, of course. I mean, Trump does it quite a bit. He gets away with it, but he's got a bigger platform, excuse the pun. So there you go. I'm a bit depressed. And I mean, another thing is, so they're saying that I've been found guilty of, I can't even be bothered to look it up, what they said exactly. I'll just explain it to you. So apparently I've incited hate or used hate speech against someone with a protected characteristic, something. So a protected characteristic is something you can't help. So if you laugh at someone because they're disabled, physically disabled or mentally disabled, that would be wrong. I would agree with that. I don't see how religion can be protected because you make a decision to be religious. You make a decision to believe in the Hindu God, the Christian God, the Muslim God. That's a decision. It can't be surely a protected characteristic because it's not something that you can't help. So if I decide that I'm in love with lobsters and somebody says all people that are in love with lobsters and want to marry them should be killed, that person can't be prosecuted because it's my choice to be in love with lobsters. It's not something I was born with. It's your choice. If you choose to do something, you shouldn't be able to be protected by the general public. Anyway, I'm rambling now. But I mean, the comment I made was against God, God is a concept. He may be real to, so he's real to Christians, but then also God is real to Muslims, but that's a different God. So it doesn't exist as such. They both believe that a different God exists. Thor doesn't exist. You couldn't prosecute someone in a court of law for saying they hate Thor and Thor is a bastard, because we all agree that Thor doesn't exist. Does that make sense? I'm really pissed off. I can't upload this for a week, which is probably a good thing. Also, maybe YouTube knows that if they give someone a copyright strike, they may well immediately make a video quite angrily and upload it saying, why the have I got a copyright strike? And so maybe they want to avoid, they know that will suppress a lot of people from making videos complaining about copyright strikes. Maybe I'm getting paranoid now, but I think there's probably an element of truth in that. It's probably a good thing for me because it means I've got a week to think about whether to upload this. Because now the fear is, I've spoken out against the ruling class in this situation, and maybe I'll be squashed and silenced by my masters. So there you go, lots of food for thought. I'm very upset and a bit worried. I don't want to lose my channel. It's 6 years in the making. I've had quite a few strikes and things. I'm not very I'm not very controversial, but I do believe very strongly in freedom of speech, and if I want to say that I think a fictitious being is not necessarily that great, I think I should be allowed to say it. But also on a wider level, I think that if a platform wants to take something down that I've created, they should at least have the common decency to explain why they want to take it down. But clearly YouTube doesn't need to do that because it's all powerful, isn't it? I guess what you would say to defend YouTube is, you know the rules, so just stick within them. But the problem with that is that the rules are not, they're enforced, but they're not really appealable against. As you see, I appealed, but there's no explanation of why my appeal failed. Doesn't seem to be any time taken to consider my appeal. No reasons given for rejecting my appeal. So that leaves me where? So now I'm in a situation where any content I make could be taken down without any explanation. So I'm now quite fearful for what I can say in future videos. And I know this is the case for everybody who uses YouTube. Don't get me wrong, I don't think I'm some special case. But it's a very sad state of affairs. I guess it's the price you pay for having a tool that allows you to be seen by lots of people. It seems a little bit over the top to me. So thank you. Please comment below. I hope this chimes with people. I hope it doesn't get channel violation, disqualified, taken down, hated by YouTube. YouTube hate it. So that's hate speech. Anyway. I'm so annoyed. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. Don't nobody go nowhere.